Marie, and I have another mini video for you today. Hope you enjoy, and let's get started. Today I will be doing a toner gray. I will be using my T8, my T6, and my T3. This will produce a type of a gray or a black that works well with hair and other black objects if you will want a slightly warmer tone to it. We're going to be using a Sherry Baldy, my bestie's image, and this stamp is called Brittney and La Mouse. I'm going to be using the shadow book with the linear guide that I talked about last week. And again, by applying this over the top of my image, I'm looking to see where the line first begins to hit the image that or the part of the image that I'm going to be coloring. In this case, the hair. That will be my highlight. And the area where the line ends on that part of the hair, which would be the hairline area, that will be my shadows. The bulk of my coloring will be the midtone. Everything else that was in the middle. Now in this case, I'm going to start by applying my lightest color and just establishing where I'm going to be wanting my shadows. I like to use the light color just to make sure that I'm happy with where those shadows are going to be. I can always darken the area, but if I start by applying too much dark, then it's very difficult to correct that. All you can do is go darker at that point. Now, in order to make her head not appear flat, we'll want to make sure that we put some shadow where her hair bunches up and goes into her kind of fluffy ponytail, and some right around the hairline area. You'll notice she has a little hairband, and normally I would have probably colored that first, but so on this I'm avoiding coloring her little hairband at this point. Now I'm using my T8, my shadow, and I'm just lightly going over the area that I've established for my shadow area and gently flicking toward the highlight. Very little. I think the more you have contrast, the more dramatic your image, and less is always more. So start very sparingly on your shadow and then begin flicking from your outer edge of your shadow toward your highlight with your midtone, your T6. There are times when I sometimes like to jump down and add a T4 as well for improved blending, but I was trying to make this a simple tutorial for you in the light of time. But do know that the more colors you apply, if you apply 4 colors rather than 3, you will have a smoother blend. If I were to add another color to this, it would be a T4. But in this case, we're going to keep it down to 3 colors, 3 markers. And a reminder too, when we are using coloring our hair, if I was not videoing at this time, I would work this in 4 sections. The little section on the front on the left, on the right, and then each section for the fluffy hair, one on the left and one on the right. Now we're taking our highlight and you're lightly flicking toward the center. I like to initially leave a little bit of white space because every time you color an area, it will lay down particles. If you will go over that a second time, it lays down one shade darker of particle. Now for this fluffy hair, a lot of people have trouble in not knowing how to go about doing fluffy hair. I remember emailing Suzanne Dean and I said, help, I have this hair that's all curly. What am I going to do? And so this is a technique I learned. Lay down your lightest color, just scribble all over it. Then sparingly take your shadow and just begin to put in some little curly cues throughout. It's a really super fun technique. Do not put the shadow over your highlight area. You reserve that. Just applying your T8 where the shadow will not, where the sun will not be hitting. Then take your mid-tone and working over the top of your shadow area and moving inward slightly. Allowing your highlight in the very bottom, your T3, to show through. You do not want to completely cover that up. Just make cute little squiggly marks. And then go back in with your highlight and apply a few of those. Leaving a little bit of the white to show through. It will give an extra little pop to your image. So that's my image, coloring straight hair and coloring curly hair with the toner gray markers. I forgot our little curly cue there. I guess we'll add that. And we'll blend that out a little bit. And again, we'll color the headband when we do her little outfit. Looks a little strange like that, popped up white like that, but we'll color it the same color as her clothing. And that's our completed image.